guys ever eat that candy called everlasting gobstoppers? You ever bite into one of those and it's got like multiple layers? That's kind of what that reminds me of. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't even know. Probably just I need to get down on the metal, I guess, before I. Well, here's the metal here. So you've got, they went filler direct over metal, it looks like, on this door. Then they went primer. Then they went blue. Then they went either 1 or 2 deals of primer there. And then I'm not sure what that color is. And then looks like more primer. And then sealer maybe, and then I don't know. But anyway, yeah, just to say all that, it looks like the everlasting gobstopper. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get down to bare metal, because clearly they've possibly reworked this body line. Right now, to me, one of the most important things I've got going on, these cars, if you ever look down, okay, let me back up. And I don't want to talk too much because I feel like I'm talking too much in my videos. I'm like, sometimes I watch my videos back and I'm like, just shut the front door. And so, anyway, looking down these, when the sun's hitting that just right, that body line is one perfect straight line. And that's what it needs to be. Well, right now it comes down through here and it kind of drops. That's because that needs to go that direction, which I'm having issues up here. So what I'm trying to do right now is to make sure this body line hadn't been recreated by somebody with Bondo. So that's what I'm doing now, is I'm revealing that. I'll figure out where that body line is, then I can actually go off where the metal is. And that's what I'm doing. Now I'll shut the front door. I got 3 different places, one in the middle edge and then this edge of the door. That way I can line up. I'm just going to put me a straight edge, draw a line where my line is hopefully supposed to be. You can see I'm breaking down to the original paint. This is the original Le Mans blue paint. And as I was getting through here, it looks like these are pinstripes. So, which is awesome for me, because I didn't know how this car originally was. Well, you see the pinstripe up here and the pinstripe also down here. This is one of the cars that basically from the front and it went back to wherever in here like that. So it had that, I don't know what you call that, hockey stripe or whatever, and then it went up and over the nose probably, which is cool because if I decide to do that, at least I'll know what it was from the factory. So that was pretty cool. I don't know that I've ever really liked that stripe so much, but I may kick it around a little bit. That might change up how I do, you know, 'cause I was thinking about doing racing stripes like it used to be before with the, you know, except I was going to go blue and black, but I don't know. I may end up doing something like this just because. I don't know. I have to kind of look at some pictures and see what I think, and yeah, might be kind of cool, might not be, but that's a ways away. But I thought I just found that, so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought I'd show you that because I didn't know if this car was all one solid color or if it had a hockey stripe, or if it, you know, I just didn't know. You just don't know. I told Russ last night, I said, I feel like Sherlock Holmes with this car, investigating a murder scene, but not just necessarily a murder scene, but a murder scene that someone's buried the victim, set them on fire, burned them up, then buried them. You know, so I'm working with, I have no idea. So because somebody's modified the hell out of this, they've took the structure and bent it back from where it was and threw some panels on it and covered it in Bondo, and they've just destroyed my crime scene. So it's made it so much. I'm going from scratch. That's why I put all new floors and everything, because man, I mean, everything was so twisted. I went back to my crush versus rebuild video and got to looking at how I'm glad I took that video, because man, this car, the floor was so mangled, so bad. This car had been hit so hard, and I just didn't realize it at the time what I was looking at. But now as I go back and look at it, having all this new metal to look at, that thing, this car was completely just wadded up. And even here on the door, I mean, this is the original door, but they repainted it, but they just covered it in Bondo. And I have nothing, you guys know I have zero against Bondo. I have zero against it. I think it's a necessity, but not to this that's ridiculous. That's too much. You're covering up bad metal work. This is a big dent that they just filled with filler. Okay, take the time to pull this out like it needs to be, so you have very minimal filler there, because you know, that's you just suck at metal work if that's what you're doing, or you just haven't taken the time to learn the skills, in my opinion. Or you're just trying to wham bam, thank you ma'am, flip the car, get it out of here, make some money, quick buck. That's probably what they did. But anyway, so yeah, I thought I'd show you that. So I'm gonna take 80. I took all this down with 50, just the paint, and now I'm gonna come over this with 80 and just finesse that out of there to where I just am starting to touch metal and not try to grind any of that. I'm trying to keep that as true as possible. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm guessing that body line is gonna be damn near dead nuts in between these two pinstripes, so it should be like literally like right there, which is what it looks like. So anyway, again, I'm talking too much, so Alright, I'm hanging this door. Is this the best way? I highly doubt it, but it's my way, so I do it. Use this chair right here. Set a couple blocks on this, set the door on top of it, roll it over to the car, hold it, get my bolts in, lined up. So put this and hang this here. Got all that done, obviously. Just kind of sitting in there right now. That way I don't have to sit and wrestle with it a lot. One thing this strap will do for you is when you're adjusting, at least in my experience, when you're adjusting all these let your door go back and forth like that. These in here, let your door come in and out like that. So you want to just snug these up just a little bit to where it'll hold pretty decent, but it also will allow it to move. And usually what I do if I'm trying to move it is just take a hammer and kind of tap up on these a little bit. Right now I can see that this is not jiving just right. Now this might need to go down a little bit more, but for now I'm gonna go ahead and hit my ratchet strap and ratchet this up. And I'm gonna ratchet it just a little bit higher, about 2 clicks, because I know this door is heavy and it's gonna settle some. Now I've got the glass in this too. One thing I learned from before is you want the glass in your car when you're doing this. That puts all the weight on the doors, because if you don't, when you put the glass in it, your door you may have to readjust it and mess with it and all that kind of stuff. So I'm leaving the glass in my doors, which makes it freaking super. These doors are heavy anyway, but now it's just stupid heavy. But you can see the body line there is not even close to matching up, but that's why I just pulled that up. Now I'm going to snug these down a little bit, and then I'm going to release the tension on that. But I have to, in my opinion, the most absolute important thing that you have to get right on this car, this is where you start, is your rockers. You get your rockers like they're supposed to be, then you get your door bottom parallel. It doesn't matter if it's 2 inches, ½ inch, whatever, but make sure it's parallel to the door. Like right now I've got a tight here and I've got a big there, so I'm going to come up in the front, I'm going to lock this down a little bit, I'm going to loosen that, and this is quite the little, deal. It takes time. I may mess with these doors for hours getting them set, but that's super important, because that's going to determine your gaps and everything else. You want this to look like that, you want your gaps in the back to be decent, and you're going to go from there. But I'm trying to get everything lined up before I actually start welding down anything. So anyway, yeah, I'll sit you down over here for a second. Maybe. We got a little girl out here. My wife is gone, so I got her all weekend. Just me and her, so she's hanging out with me. If you don't like the background noise, there's other videos on YouTube you can watch. Like thousands and thousands of them. Alright, hopefully that'll give you an idea of what I got going on here. I'm using these spacers here to kind of get me started. Trying to get this loosened up here. Let's see if I've got this loosened up, I can hammer this up a little bit. Yep. So it's holding because it just snugged them. Now they're not tight, they're just snug, but go a little bit more. Maybe bottomed out. That's about where I want it. We'll see if it relaxes or what happens when we tighten it up. Alright, now I can release the tension on this cable strap up here and let this drop. Do not have to start this door either. Alright. That turned out really nice up here. See how that I went up a little high, and then the door weight dropped down just a little bit, so you always want to go just a little bit more. My door line here is pretty damn close. Well, we're gonna make that as freaking, I'll show you the other side. We're gonna make it laser straight if I can help it. Looks like this door is kicked out quite a bit out here on the back side, and maybe because I have something inside here keeping it kicked out. I'll have to look. Could be that right there. But what I'll do is I'll take the strap like I did that door, strap these two doors together and crank them in until they're where they need to be, or take another strap and crank this door from that bar over there. And that way it'll suck it in and I don't have to have a striker. I'm not trying to adjust my doors with a striker. You never want to do that. You want to put the striker in, that's another thing that I'll tell you. You want to put the striker in and just snug it to where, kind of like this here, to where it's still movable, and then you close the door real slow and let the striker find the center. Then you open it back up real easy. Once you find your center, then go ahead and crank it down where you want it when it's in, because the striker will go in, up, or in, up, down, in, out. And so that's kind of what you're looking for on that. But I haven't put the striker in because I want the door just to hang like this. Then once I get everything where I want it, then I can go ahead and put that striker in. All right, so you can see here we got a pretty nice gap. And I'm going to need to adjust on down there, pull that door in, and looks like I may need to, it looks pretty good up there, but it looks like the door needs to kick in at the bottom. The problem is when you kick it in at the bottom, a lot of times it wants to come out at the top because you got a happy medium. Now this door, who knows if it's straight, who knows, that's the problem. So I'll have to mess with it. If I have to modify the bottom of the door to make it fit, that's what I'll do. And I'll show you how to do that when the time comes. All right, here's what we ended up with. This was a lot of time, a lot of tweaking. We got her. You see I sanded this up and down to find the body line, the center of the body line. Same with that one. All these gaps are good. Door gaps will have to be worked just a little bit. They're pretty good down here, but as they get tall, get up to the top, it's a little bit bigger. Probably not too bad though. This is the original door. The other door is off of a Firebird. You can actually see the inside of that is red. Inside of this one is blue. This was Le Mans blue. All this is on good. Everything looks fantastic. This is as close as I've been so far to getting this car where I want it before I actually go for final fitment to weld and all that. You see the door kicks out a little bit here. Something got hit here and they just filled it with Bondo, so more than likely that hit that, pulled that out, and so I'll just have to work that back out and work that back in to get that door straightened out. Cut part of the roof panel off. I'll probably go ahead and cut the rest of it off. And I've got to sandblast all that up in there and epoxy prime it and get it all prepped up. There's the other side. I don't know how well that'll show. Working on that door earlier, and you can see the bottom of it. I think the frame is bent of the door. I've got this as far out as it'll go at the top and pushed in at the bottom. The front edge up here down the side is money. So, and you can see up here how it goes in here. Well, the door literally needs to be twisted, and I tried. I'll probably try some more, but I'm gonna have to take the glass out of it because I don't want to bust that glass. But yeah, I can even see where I've been bending on the bottom of it. It's kind of made a little wavy. This is a fire. This door come off a Firebird. So I don't know if there's any subtle differences between a Firebird door or a Camaro door. I'm gonna look that up and find out, but regardless, this is sitting where I want it. Everything is good. All the tubs are in, locked down. Man, it's there. You can see I've taken the ratchet straps and pulled the doors. That way I didn't have to have any strikers holding them. I didn't want the strikers. I wanted these to be nice and parallel, that all the body lines would match. Center, bottom. You see this is nice through here. Rockers are all good. Tubs all in. So yeah, I think I'm happy with it. Minus messing with that door a little bit, but I think that's probably where that sheet metal is going to stay. So I bought a new one of these too. I'll probably end up ripping that off and fitting the new one of these on. So there it is, all bolted together. You see the transition's really nice here, all the way down, except for right here where that got dented in. The rest of that looks really nice. Like I was saying, on the other side, this door gap is extremely important to get that straight. Hopefully I'm holding that right. But yeah, you want that parallel to the rocker. And that's pretty much it. So there you go. I don't know what else to say about this at this point. Other than it's ready to start doing some finalizing on everything. Alright guys, we'll talk to you later.